Despite being a Sphinx speedrunner, I've never watched the current world record run all the way through. So we're going to do that right now and discuss what makes it such a great run. Now, usually the intro is pretty much the same every time. There's not much you can do to speed it up. So nothing super unusual so far, just very, very clean movement. Right, coming up to the first hover here, let's see how he does this. Very, very quick setup. Goes straight into it, almost no delay in starting the hover. So that'll definitely save him some seconds. Right, let's see what he does on this beam here. Yeah, slide along the top just to speed it up a little bit. That's completely normal. Right, there we go. He's got the sword, and he goes straight into a hover, the fast hover to the top section. He actually messes up the first hover. That is very interesting. I was expecting him to not mess up. He messes up a second one. I didn't expect to have any messed up hovers in this. And a third. And he gets a 5:53 on the intro. This man is a wizard. Where does he save time? He must have an insanely fast spike spider fight, which will be coming up in just a second. Okay, how does this go? Straight over to the gate, right? All grouped together. Very fast, very fast. Still only, a couple of seconds ahead of a regular average run. He actually gets hit by the laser there, but it doesn't teleport him back. I've seen that once or twice, but I've never really been able to recreate that. Ah, there you go. Daniel is very good at getting past that gate without taking any damage, which isn't going to speed up time or get him a better time, but of course it does save you some health in the long run. And now I'm really realizing I've been very stupid, and the times on the left are not the times of the current run, they're the times of his previous best. So maybe we will come back and revisit his intro section of his previous best run to see just how he got that 5:53. Even so, a solid intro run, and this is still the world record, so he clearly makes up time over the rest of the run. Now, from what I remember him telling me, he only got, I believe it was one duplicate amulet in this run, which for a world record run, you'd expect to get 2 or 3. The fact that he got 1 and still got as low of a time as he did is very impressive. So that's one duplicate there. Okay, so Daniel actually pushes the throne before getting this amulet, which I don't usually do. I don't think it will make a whole lot of difference. I usually spend a lot more time pushing the throne than Daniel does. And the reason I do that is because before I've not pushed it far enough, tried to come back out, and got stuck. So I always push it as far as I can. Final dupe is coming up, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't get this. No, he doesn't get it. Okay, so he still needs to get 2 more amulets. That's just a 1 dupe run, and it still makes it to world record. That's insane. Ah, that's very interesting. So instead of dropping down and going through the bottom sarcophagus, as I usually do, he goes back around into the top sarcophagus and then just hops across the eagle again. Is that faster? It may well be. I've always assumed that going the bottom route was fastest. So overall, this hasn't been a particularly special print section. He only got 1 dupe, although he did take the top section rather than the bottom section, but I doubt that's going to save a whole lot of time. I will have to check that. It was just a very clean movement section. Right, onto the rope. Sword jumps straight onto the platform, which is very good. Does save a second or 2 over grabbing the ledge of the platform and jumping up. Now I'm expecting Daniel to go for the recently found rope skip here. Let's see if he is going for it. Okay, let's see if he gets it. He does get it, yeah. And I imagine he will get over to the other side as well. He does get over to the other side. Ah, he doesn't grab the scarabs straight away. I wonder if he grabs them while he's waiting for the rope to come back. Ooh, whiffs the first 2 swings at that. First 3 swings. That definitely lost him a fair few seconds, and this as well. Maybe something he needs to practice. hitting those targets. Ah, he collects some scarabs here instead. I wasn't expecting that. He gets these as well. They need 6 in total leaving this area. He already has 7. And that's all the skeletons cleared out. Right, yeah, falls off the platform to spawn back at the entrance. Let's see where the rope is. The rope is perfectly positioned for when he comes out. So he doesn't have to waste any time waiting for it to come over. And he jumps fairly early as well, saving a few precious seconds waiting for the rope to get closer. I'm interested to see how this demon fight goes, because honestly, it's not very consistent at all. Let's see if he gets a fast one. Ah, there you go. Hitting all 3 at once with every swing. Does get blocked a few times, but that was still an incredibly fast fight. He is still losing time compared to his previous best though. So it's definitely later in the run he makes up the time. Right, we're into Abydos. So he's going to jump down this well, get the first pearl, and then swim clip out. Ah, that's very interesting. He drops... He moves in midair, so he drops right in the corner of the pool. Ah, and then he swims into this corner here. I don't know if that's... I suppose it would save some time, or is probably a more consistent setup than the way I do it. When I do that swim clip, I do it against the flat wall rather than in the corner, which means my camera has to be straight on towards the wall. He also does a sword jump round the edge there, very nice. My camera has to be straight on towards the wall, whereas if you do it into the corner like Daniel did, it's more consistent because the camera can be at different angles. Right, grabs all the scarabs, jumps in the water. Perfect, as usual. And that'll grab him the stairs key. Now all that's left to do, just hover to the boat and get to Heliopolis. Yep, perfect hover. Nothing to worry about there. As expected, I suppose. Right, let's see how he does with the sword dive. Because this can definitely waste some time if you take a few attempts to get it. He actually messes up the first attempt. Ah, that's interesting. So he does a double swing and also kind of faces sideways or perpendicular to the pool itself. Still doesn't take him very long to get it, but it wasn't first try. One thing I have noticed is Daniel mashes very fast through text scenes. You know, you see it for an instant and it's gone. Wow, that was an incredibly fast menu for those beetles. I usually really take my time with that to make sure I hit the right button. Clearly Daniel has got that down to a T. And then hover. Oh, okay, he jumps to the pot platform and then hovers. Maybe just personal preference. So if we count the number of strokes he does, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He actually only does 5 strokes to the to get to land before he starts running again, which is good. That is probably the minimum distance you can get to. And now we're on to the first mummy level. Now he'll likely go straight across these boxes. Yep, as we see him do here. Nothing to worry about there. That is by far the fastest way of getting across that section. And straight into the main area. Right, there we go. He's got the first stolen jewel and has actually saved 24 seconds between getting the Abydos amulet and picking up that first stolen jewel. Ah, interesting. Okay, so that seems like a very slow way of doing it. Although he does skip that first platform, but even so, looks like a very roundabout way of going to this side. Especially if you've got to jump up on the ladder to reach the spike spider, or the wall spider. I notice he does a little jump in the middle of this room just to get to the other side before the lightning starts. And waits on the water, goes across. Does he have to grab the ledge? No. Oh, yes he does. Yes he does. Interesting. He actually takes the... No idea why he's doing this. Takes the hang train backwards. Well, I mean, if it's easier for him, I guess why not? Now, I'm assuming very fast menuing on this as well. Yep, instantly in. Wasting no time there. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but usually when I get to this section, it's around 30 or 31 minutes. Now, that could be just me every time I get there. I've already lost about a minute or two of time. Or Daniel has just done something incredibly fast during this section, but I can't think what that could be. I haven't seen anything that would save a minute or two of time. Ah. Oh, that's interesting. So I usually do a loop around this room to time when to get in back in the fire pit there. But I suppose since this water elevator is on a cycle, it doesn't make too much of a difference. As long as you get on it in time, that's all that matters. And straight across. Very nice. Very good second mummy room. Very clean movement. Nothing wrong with that at all. Now, can he glitch through this lock to the other side of the door? He does. Okay, so that'll certainly save him some time. And he does save 6 seconds over his past run. But overall, that was a very standard mummy section. Apart from the strange order he did the first mummy room. Completely standard. Now, I would hope for a world record run, he's going to be getting pass card skip first time here. Right, straight up onto the eagle. Points at the corner. Yeah, straight over. Very nice. Actually dodges the spinefish there. Very nice. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so he's... Normally I head towards the pyramid that's slightly to the right. He's gone to the left side of the council chambers here. I don't know if it's faster or if that's just out of preference. Right, takes the shortcut into the boss fight. First thing you've got to do here, uncover all the pillars. Right, yeah, hits that first pillar as soon as it's uncovered. And then we'll go around, hit the third one, and wait for the wind attack. Actually gets very, very close to the fourth jewel there. Hits it straight away. Oh, that was risky. And just gets as close as he can to the second jewel. That's 2 damage down, only needs 1 more. And this last hit is fine because he's just waiting for the bombs to go off. So it's essentially a free hit. And that is an example of a absolutely perfect apocalypse fight right there. I don't know if Daniel paid off the spinefish there, but they just seem to ignore him. Interesting. Okay, so instead of just walking through the water normally, he is jumping all the way over it. I can see why that would save some time, but I can't guarantee that it does. Ah, there we go. Very fast capture on the fire armadillo. That'll certainly save a second or two. Nice. So actually... Very nice combat. Actually blocks a few attacks with his own attacks. Clearly, the best defense is a good offense. Tries the fast capture on this fire armadillo. Doesn't get it, but does somehow get the armadillo in capturing range with very few hits. Almost gets hit off there himself. And then finally gets the fast capture on the armadillo. And there we go, he's got the blowpipe. So he'll need to get another fire armadillo on the way out. I imagine he'll go for another fast capture here. Yes, there we go, and he gets it as well. Still jumping through the water all the way back. Something else we'll have to time to see if it actually makes a difference. Now, it looks like he's not going to save before going into the Pharaoh fight, which is probably a good idea. Just shows how confident he is in both getting into the Pharaoh fight and skipping to the right mummy section afterwards. They go straight into the boss area, or out of bounds area. So I think that's a moment that slows down a lot of runs. Is actually clipping out of bounds there and falling out of bounds to be able to get into the boss arena. He did that very quickly. Alright, the Pharaoh fight. This, in my opinion, is one of the most consistent fights. Now, you'll see Daniel actually hitting the hands here, which I don't usually do. I usually go for the head. It doesn't matter. But he will go for the hands. I think that is because the hitboxes are more consistent with the actual model. Did he not get a double hit somewhere? Very strange. Well, even so, finished it off very quickly. That saved him a lot of time compared to his previous best, and instantly gets the mummy skip as well to get to the right mummy level. So into mummy number 4. Let's see what his setup is for this elevator then. Interesting, he doesn't even get in the water with the first mummy. That's very sensible because the elevator takes a while to activate. So you may as well spend that running time running to the elevator while it's waiting to start up. Going back down, pulls the lever, gets one mummy on, jumps to get the second mummy on, doesn't even have to jump. Gets one off, gets the other off. Very nice. Very, very nice. So while the cutscene's going, while the gates are dropping, he is already moving into position for the hover. Very quick hover. And straight on with the fire puzzle. Another very fast mummy section. Okay, so he's going to try and jump onto this ledge. First time, no. Oh, no! I spoke too soon. He actually missed it. Now, is he going to go back around for another try? No, he's going for the other entrance. He's going for the swim clip way in. This is now our backup strat to get in. Actually, it takes a while for him to swim clip in. There we go. He's finally in. That's cost him a lot of time, though. He actually swims very low on this, which usually doesn't give you much chance to get back on the platform, but it's just enough. He's clearly done that many times. Right, very nice. That'll maybe save you a second or so as to opposed to going higher, but he has lost a lot of time in messing up the faster way of getting into Great Wall 3. He does, however, get the platform skip. I was wondering if he got that. So this saves about 30 seconds of time if you get it. And into Uruk Temple. That's strange. So he somehow got 2 cutscenes in once at once there. Let me rewind that. Let's have another look. So he actually starts shooting early. He doesn't stand on the platform where I usually stand. And for some reason that cutscene activates. The one that says, "Help me, help me." And generally, when you have 2 cutscenes going on roughly at the same time, it does save some time. I wonder if that was intentional or accidental that he did that. Trying to go for the fast capture. He does get it eventually. That was very quick. Learned from his mistakes, hit the swordsman once, then went for the fast capture. Also captures on the final hit of the green worm. Gets those 2 cutscenes to go at the same time. Very efficient. And now, how long does it take him to hit the bouncing dart? Not too long. Very good. So that was second or third shot he hit that. It looks like he pulls out those platforms as efficiently as possible. Really doesn't pull them all the way, just pulls them just as far as he needs to. So again, that'll save him a second or 2 overall. Okay, I see. Very sensible, waiting for the first Limburble to throw up its baby. Very strange sentence. So that the other one can start spawning and very quickly get 3 Slimburbles. There we go. So what he does there is he actually, when he uses the Slimburble, he runs into it to make it explode immediately, rather than waiting for that charge up time for it to explode. If you run into it, it'll explode immediately, and you can kind of afford to take that damage in return for the decrease in time taken. So all he needs to do is get out. And gets the glyph key as the cutscene's going on. Very good. Right, we're coming up to the Gev Queen fight, which I'm very intrigued to see how he does. So he needs to grab the statue from that island. Does he? Oh, he doesn't take the time to put the tree to sleep. Interesting method. I suppose it's faster than darting the tree, but at the cost of some health. Doesn't stop to take out the skeleton. Costs him some health. Loses some more health. Clearly, he doesn't care about his health at all. He's down to 2 anks going into the Geb Queen fight. Although, I imagine he might try and pick up some health as the door to the fight is opening. Yeah, there we go. So he goes back to take out this while the door's opening, just to see if he can grab some quick health. So he's up to 3 anks, which should be enough, assuming the fight doesn't go pear-shaped. So he gets turned into a frog relatively far forwards, and just releases 1 spike spider. This is the strat that he fairly recently, I say fairly recently, developed in order to minimize the chances of the Geb Queen summoning her demon warriors. Right, spider latches on second try, which is decent. So he releases the other 2 spiders. He just needs to get them to both latch on and do 2 hits. 1 latches on. He misses the hit. He gets the hit. And the other latches on as well. That was an insanely fast fight. Although, it looks like it's actually not as fast as he's done it in the past. Now it's just set. Hands in the Pharaoh's crown and gets transported to the final area. I'm guessing he's just going to take the fast path here. I don't think there's a faster path that we found. It looks like he is going for it. Waits behind there. Then you get into a tiny little cranny in the wall here. Yep, very nice. Hide behind the pillar. Drop down. Oh, he goes over to this side. Is that faster? I don't know about that. Might be a little slower even. And maybe a little riskier. Here we are, the final fight. Daniel's entered the set fight. Gonna drop into the lava, right? You actually take less damage, if you didn't know, from dropping in the lava than being hit by Set's flames. Go figure. Right, he's got no robots around him, so he can take all the time he wants to set up here. He actually misses the first 2 swings, but gets the 3rd one. Right, so it looks like he's always keeping himself in... While Set is doing his attack, he's always keeping himself in this segment of the arena. Probably to set up certain robot spawns to make it easier for him to get the double hit on Set. Barriers come up. See, the robot nearest Set is far enough away that he doesn't really have to contend with it while he's trying to get the double hit on Set. That's very sensible. And you can see he goes all the way back round to that starting segment. It doesn't look like there's any lava in... Oh, maybe there is. Oh, that's going to be a... Oh, no, there isn't. Oh, he's lucky. It just missed. That's the end of the run. 58-35. What an insane run. And you know what's even more insane? He messed up many times. There is so much time save possible over the course of that run. It's by no means a perfect run, but it's still absolutely incredible. So Daniel's sum of best segments is 55 minutes and 45 seconds, which means we can definitely improve the current world record. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found that as interesting as I have, and I will see you again soon. Catch you later.